my path to becoming a judge? Well, it started with wanting to be a lawyer. And in high school, my favorite TV show was Law and Order. Um, it seems a little cliche now, especially being a judge and having to conduct trials. I know that it's not what really happens. But that was what interested me. I didn't have any lawyers in my family, did not have any experience with the court system. So high school, watching that show, becoming involved in mock trials, it really excited me and gave me a basis for wanting to become a lawyer and ultimately a judge. So after finishing undergraduate, I actually interned with the Cobb County Juvenile Court and was able to work in the school systems with the truancy division of juvenile court. And that even more piqued my desire to be a judge. I thought I wanted to be, at that time I was pressing towards being a juvenile court judge, just because my experience through internships, my community service activities, and even between undergrad and law school, working at an alternative school in Cobb County, doing long-term substitute work. Just loved the people, loved the youth, loved the teachers that were so vested in making sure that our youth did great things. So in thinking of juvenile court judge, that was one of the things that really fueled that fire within me to continue. So after law school, worked through the public defender's office in Maryland, moved back to Georgia, which is my home, and worked in the Cobb solicitor's office, private practice, and the district attorney's office. And there was an opportunity while I was in private practice to run for a state court judge opening. Now, I think before that time, I never thought that I would run for a position. You know, you want to be, but you don't think kind of how you get there. And as judges are elected in Georgia, it was an opportunity to get my name out there and to help on the bench. So I ran that campaign. I jumped in probably a month and a half before qualifying, so it was late. I did not win that election, but when I tell you that was the first step on the stepping stool to what I prayed to be able to do, it was an awesome experience. Relationships, understanding the different courts, the people involved in the courts outside of my practice as a litigator in those courts. So in not getting that position, it caused me to push forward even more. Went into the district attorney's office, and 2.5 years into that, the chief magistrate judge retired, and I was approached about putting my name in for that position. And when I tell you these last almost 4 years have just been tremendous. If I were to say the thing that I love the most about my job, it would be the people of the magistrate court and those citizens who come in for our services. You know, people think, well, it's a court, what do you mean services? Nobody wants to be in the courtroom most times, but we do. There are small businesses who need relief from things that have gone on in their business. There are tenants who are having issues within their complexes. They want to remain, but things need to be fixed. Landlords who are coming to get their property back if it has not been paid for in terms of rent. On the criminal side, sometimes you get to talk to people and hope to see the change in their eyes, or maybe in their family members that are sitting in the audience, such that the communities can be better. So the people is what I enjoy the most about the court that we're in. Judgeships in the magistrate court are a little different than other courts. You also act as an administrator, whereas in some of the other courts you may have 3 to 5 staff members. I have 70 in the Cobb Judicial Circuit. So even the people within my court, if I can influence their careers going forward, I just enjoy it tremendously. So in the magistrate court in particular, my hope is to continue to educate the public on what it is that we do and those services that we offer. In the job for 4 years, I've seen things that we can do more efficiently to assist self-represented litigants. We are one of those courts, aside from the traffic courts in Georgia, that see the most people and the most people who are tending to represent themselves in their cases. particularly the small claims cases, sometimes the people are fighting for the last dollar that they had that they believe they were unjustifiably that was unjustifiably taken from them. So they can't afford the lawyer. That $500 they're suing for is what they need the next month to pay their rent. So we are just continuing through leadership in the magistrate court to make known what things that we want to make more efficient for the public to use and have access to our courts. Sometimes you just need a release where you don't have to think while you're watching. So yes, I do watch some of the Real Housewives series that are on TV, but again, it just allows me to watch and be a spectator and not have to think and change the world through what I'm seeing. I do still stay in tune with some of the crime shows. I like more the reality-based than the drama type series. So I watched the first 48, and there's a new Atlanta Homicide Squad, I think it's called. So I watch some of those shows just to, take a release and not try to save the county and the world as I watch TV.